Hey there, Nocturnes! Welcome back to another episode of Surviving College. I'm Jeremy. Last time, I talked about the first habit of time management which I surrendered, and that was daily planning. I turned daily planning into weekly planning instead. Why? Because weekly planning not only saves me time and energy, but it also gives me the opportunity to focus on the things that actually matter in life. And by things that matter, it all depends on you, on every one of us, because we have different priorities. For this episode, I'll be sharing with you the second time management habit that I also graduated from and the reasons why I gave it up. So stick with me till the end because you never know, you might find some form of clarity after watching everything. The second self-defeating habit that I think you should give up if you have been doing it for quite some time like me is to manage your time. Alright, I'm not a physics major, but I have come to learn that energy, time and matter are one and the same. Time is actually us. Our actions themselves are a manifestation of time. And also, I have come to learn to respect time as a judge, no matter how harsh it may be sometimes. If I consider time as a judge, a respectable one, then I should not manage time. I should not order it to do something for me. Instead, what I should manage is my attention. I may have used energy, but even if I'm not paying attention, I involuntarily use energy through my metabolism, my hormones, etc. Let's start with what attention really means. According to my quick Microsoft Bing search, attention is the notice taken of something or someone. I like this definition too. It is regarding someone or something as interesting or important. How do we manage our attention then? Okay, first of all, what you need to know is that there are times when we feel like paying attention, and there are times when we feel like drifting away from reality. It is important to know the right time and the right thing to pay attention to. Because if you pay attention, or at least you try to pay attention at the wrong time, then don't expect positive results. If you want optimal attention, you need to pick the right time. Alright, so how do you exactly manage your attention? Let's go to the steps, shall we? First, pay attention to your attention meter. What you should not be watching is the clock. Alright? You should not watch the clock most of the time. What you should watch most of the time is your attention meter. Notice, do you think you should still pay attention? No matter what it is. Now, whether or not it's a hobby, whether or not it's the most boring thing in the world, it's actually possible though to pay attention to something that you don't like as long as you have sufficient levels of attention. But if you have low levels of attention, even if it's interesting, it's hard. So notice, pay attention to your attention meter. If your body's telling you to rest, then that would be a sign you should stop paying attention to anything and just let your attention rest. Which leads me to the second step. Know which activities require more or less attention. Now, some activities require less attention, partial attention. For example, routines. Very good examples are routines. Brushing your teeth, eating a meal, washing the dishes, taking a bath, etc. You can do those things unconsciously, even if you're thinking about your problem, let's say at work or school, then you can still do something right as long as it has reached your unconscious. I, for example, wash the dishes while thinking about the problems at work. But even if I do that, I'm still able to do the dishes properly. And sometimes I think you also have these moments. You question yourself if you have really done something, even if you did it very well unconsciously, right? That's a sign that you didn't really need to pay attention that much to that particular task. However, if it's a new task, because it's your first time, you really have to learn how to do it properly. So, you really need to put more focus in it until it reaches your unconscious and until you reach the time when you can just do it with less attention. So know which things require more or less attention. Experience will let you know, don't worry. It's not a textbook science, but you really have to, yes, we go back to attention. You really have to pay attention to your attention meter. If, let's say, all right, do I have sufficient attention for this? Then go ahead. Now, if you want to do something really, really well, as in top-notch quality, then tell yourself, all right, I have, let's say, an optimal level of attention. I have high levels of attention now. I will do this first before I run out of it, before I run out of attention. And then when I have less attention, I'll reserve the remainder for the tasks which require less attention. And the tasks which require less attention are usually the tasks that you naturally have to do in order to survive, and tasks which other people tell you to do but are not really important to you. Like, for example, responding to an email that you don't really expect to arrive in your inbox, but people pressure you to answer them because it will benefit their priorities and not yours. And then finally, the last tip I can give you with regard to managing your attention is to intentionally set moments of escape. Let yourself be distracted once in a while. That's why I give my students 10-minute rests. If it's a straight 80-minute period, I give them in between a 10-minute rest period, because I know people need, okay, even I included, we need spare brain time where we allow ourselves to drift away from the task at hand so that we can refill our attention meter. Escape is a necessity. We need to be distracted once in a while. But let's regulate the distractions, schedule it. Perhaps schedule a 15 to 30-minute time of the day where you just don't think about anything. You intentionally drop everything, including playing games. Yes. Just stop. As in, stop paying attention to anything at all. Then, when you feel like your attention meter has been refilled, then that's the time you go back to action. So, knowing all this stuff, I'd rather have only 1 hour to do something important, but with high attention, rather than 24 hours, but with low levels of attention. 24 hours is useless if I'm burnt out and not willing and not even able probably to do anything at all. So give your attention to people and things that actually deserve it. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with people whom you know are having a difficult relationship with time. Okay, till the next episode, continue surviving in the dark.